Welcome back, chosen ones. Before we begin, I have a question for you. Have you noticed that the heavy air you've been breathing for years has suddenly cleared and the battles that used to exhaust you simply don't have power over you anymore? If you feel like you've been stuck in a loop of testing and trials, I am here to tell you that the cycle is officially broken. Congratulations, because it is finally done and you will never have to walk that dark path again. In today's session, we are going to dive deep into exactly why this shift happened and what your new life looks like on the other side of the fire. You are going to learn so much about your new frequency and how to navigate this season of ease. So make sure you stay with me until the very end. Your graduation starts right now. The completion frequency is a divine signature that marks the end of your spiritual labor, signaling that the energetic requirements for your growth have been met. You have reached a point where the lessons of the past can no longer teach you anything new, because you have integrated their wisdom into your soul's foundation. This isn't just a temporary pause. It is a permanent cosmic shift where the universe acknowledges that your debt to that specific timeline has been paid in full. When this frequency activates, you will feel a sudden, unshakable inner knowing that the struggle is behind you, even before the physical evidence catches up. This declaration is your official release from the loops of the old world, moving you into a state of spiritual sovereignty. The signs that your karmic cycle has ended appear as a total lack of resonance with your previous problems. You will notice that the things that used to trigger your deepest insecurities or anger now feel distant and irrelevant, almost as if they belong to a stranger's life. People who used to drain you or situations that kept you in a state of fight or flight will begin to exit your reality naturally without you needing to force them out. This is the universe clearing the stage for your next act, ensuring that no lingering baggage from the previous cycle interferes with your new beginning. You are no longer being tested by these old dynamics because you have fundamentally outgrown the environment that created them. The final initiation often arrives as a series of intense challenges designed to see if you will fall back into your old patterns of fear and reaction. It is the ego's last attempt to maintain control by projecting familiar shadows and suggesting that the pain will never truly end. You might have felt an overwhelming sense of pressure or a sudden return of old problems right before your breakthrough. But this was actually the catalyst for your graduation. By choosing peace over panic and stillness over struggle, you demonstrated to the divine that you are ready for a higher level of existence. Passing this test means you have mastered the art of non-attachment, proving that you are no longer a slave to your external circumstances. You passed this final hurdle without even realizing it the moment you stopped trying to fix things that were never meant to be fixed. Instead of fighting the old system, you simply turned your back on it and chose to focus on your internal growth and alignment. This silent victory is what officially closed the door on your past, as your lack of engagement acted as a final seal on the contract of your suffering. The universe was waiting for you to prove that you could maintain your frequency despite the chaos around you, and by staying centered, you secured your passage into the next realm. This subtle shift in behavior is the most profound evidence that you have truly evolved. The isolation phase you endured was not a punishment, but a necessary period of spiritual purification and strengthening. You were pulled away from the noise of the world so that your true voice could emerge without the interference of other people's expectations or energies. Now that this wilderness period is over, you are transitioning into a phase where your connections will be based on mutual growth rather than trauma bonding or necessity. The desert was where you learned to find water within yourself. And now that you have mastered self-sufficiency, you are being led into a land of abundance. You are walking out of the shadows as a completely transformed being, ready to receive the rewards of your endurance. Leaving the wilderness is a profound transition where the silence of isolation is replaced by the music of manifestation. You spent a long time in the shadows, hidden away from the world so that the universe could forge a version of you that is unbreakable. This graduation means that the heavy veil of loneliness is lifting, and you are being reintroduced to the world not as the person who was broken, but as a master of your own energy. The lessons learned in the void have become your greatest assets, and you are now stepping into a social and professional landscape where you will be seen for your true worth. This movement into the promised land is characterized by a shift from the survival mindset to a thriving consciousness. In the wilderness, you were focused on enduring the day and protecting your energy from predators. But now you are entering a space where resources and opportunities flow to you with minimal effort. The struggle to be heard or understood is over, because you are now entering environments that are naturally aligned with your frequency. You are no longer searching for a seat at the table. You are the one creating the atmosphere wherever you go. This is the reward for your patience and your refusal to settle for less while you were in the dark. Your vibration has undergone a permanent recalibration that makes it impossible for old, painful lessons to repeat themselves. Think of it as an energetic immunity. You have developed the spiritual antibodies against the traumas that once defined your life. The universe does not waste energy teaching the same lesson twice once the soul has fully integrated the curriculum. Because your internal architecture has changed, the external world has no choice but to reflect a different reality back to you. You are now shielded by your own awareness, ensuring that you never have to walk through those specific fires ever again. Breaking ancestral patterns was one of the hardest parts of your journey, but that cycle has been officially terminated through your bloodline. You were the one chosen to carry the weight of generations, and by healing yourself, you have effectively cleared the path for those who follow and settled the debts of those who came before. The loops of poverty, betrayal, and heartbreak that plagued your family tree have no power over you because you refuse to pass the torch of trauma. This closure is absolute, and the chains that once bound your ancestors have turned to dust under the weight of your new consciousness. The shift into this new reality is final because you have fundamentally changed who you are at the core. You cannot go back to the old versions of yourself any more than a butterfly can return to being a caterpillar. This evolution ensures that even if old characters or situations try to reappear, they will find no hook to latch onto within your spirit. Your life is no longer a series of repetitive struggles, but a forward-moving trajectory of expansion and peace. You have earned this sanctuary through your persistence, and the universe has now sealed the door on your past to protect your future. The concept of divine restitution is now unfolding in your life as a literal restoration of everything that was taken during your years of trial. This is the moment where the universe balances the scales, returning the time, health, and joy that seemed lost to the struggle. You are entering a season where the years the locusts have eaten are being replaced by a sudden influx of peace and abundance. This isn't just luck. It is a spiritual law of compensation coming into effect because you stayed faithful to your path when everything was being stripped away. You will find that your energy returns with a newfound vitality, making you feel younger and more vibrant than ever before. Your mental clarity is being restored to a level you haven't experienced in years, freeing you from the brain fog of constant survival mode. During the heavy cycles, your mind was occupied with navigating chaos, but now that the storm is past, you have the psychological space to dream and create again. This mental freedom allows you to see opportunities that were previously hidden by stress and anxiety. You are reclaiming your focus and your ability to be present in the moment, which is the ultimate form of wealth. The restoration of your peace of mind is the greatest gift of this new era, allowing you to walk through life with a calm, focused confidence. The departure of low vibrational attachments is happening with a swiftness that might feel startling, but it is entirely necessary for your protection. People who are not aligned with your new frequency are being moved out of your life by a divine hand, often without you having to say a word. This great disconnect is the universe's way of ensuring that your new harvest isn't spoiled by those who only know how to take. You might notice friendships fading or professional ties cutting, but do not grieve these losses. They are space-clearing events. These exits are making room for a soul tribe that can actually support and celebrate the person you have become. As these old energies leave your field, you will experience a profound sense of lightness that you haven't felt in a lifetime. The weight of trying to fix, save, or carry people who refuse to grow is finally falling off your shoulders. This detachment isn't about cruelty. It's about the realization that you can no longer breathe the same air as drama and deception. By letting go of these anchors, you are finally allowing your own ship to sail into the open waters of your destiny. You are becoming unreachable to those who dwell in lower states of consciousness, creating a sanctuary of high vibrational peace around your daily life. The beauty of this separation lies in the fact that you no longer feel the need to explain or justify your boundaries. You have reached a level of self-respect where the absence of toxic energy is more valuable than the presence of a crowd. This newfound solitude is not lonely. It is empowered and selective, serving as a protective barrier for your growing manifestations. As the wrong people exit, the right ones, those who resonate with your true essence, will begin to appear with remarkable timing. This is the natural law of attraction at work, ensuring that your environment finally matches the high quality of your inner world. Mastering the art of non-reaction has become your greatest superpower, acting as a spiritual shield that old traumas can no longer penetrate. In the past, you might have felt obligated to defend your character or explain your side of the story. But now you understand that silence is the ultimate expression of power. By refusing to engage with chaos, you starve the old cycles of the energy they need to survive. This emotional neutrality is not a sign of coldness, but a sign of maturity, showing that you have finally realized that not everything deserves a seat at the table of your attention. You are no longer a victim of circumstances because you have taken control of your internal response. This newfound peace allows you to observe the world without being absorbed by its turbulence. When old triggers appear, you now find yourself looking at them with a sense of curious detachment rather than visceral fear. You have reached a level of consciousness where you can acknowledge a problem without letting it disrupt your inner sanctuary. This shift in behavior has effectively closed the door on past traumas, as the universe recognizes that you can no longer be manipulated by the same old hooks. Your stability is now your signature, and it is this very stillness that attracts the high vibrational reality you have been praying for. Stepping into the flow state means you are finally moving away from the culture of hustle and pain and into a life governed by grace and ease. For a long time, you believed that anything worthwhile had to be earned through immense suffering. But that old programming is being deleted from your system. You are now discovering that when you are in alignment with your true self, doors open without you having to kick them down. The resistance you once felt in every area of your life is melting away, replaced by a rhythmic synchronicity where things just seem to work out in your favor. This is the natural state of a chosen one who has finished their purification process. Learning to receive is the next major phase of your evolution, requiring you to let go of the idea that you must suffer before you can be rewarded. You are being retrained by the universe to accept blessings with an open heart and a clear conscience, understanding that you are worthy of good things simply because you exist. The days of struggling for every inch of progress are over, as you are now being carried by the current of divine timing. This transition into ease is not a sign of laziness. It is a sign of alignment. You are accomplishing more by doing less because your actions are now backed by the full force of your spiritual authority. The unfolding of this flow state will manifest as a series of effortless victories and sudden breakthroughs that leave you in awe. You will find that the right people, the right information, and the right resources appear exactly when you need them, without you having to chase them down. This ease of living is the direct result of the internal work you did during the hard years. You have cleared the energetic blockages that once slowed you down, and now your life is moving at the speed of thought. Enjoy this season of grace, for you have earned the right to walk a path that is as beautiful as it is peaceful. As we close this chapter today, I want you to take a deep breath and feel the weight that has finally lifted off your shoulders. You have traveled through the fire, survived the wilderness, and mastered your own spirit, and now you stand at the threshold of a life defined by peace rather than pain. Remember, the struggle was never meant to break you. It was meant to build a version of you that could handle the massive blessings coming your way. You are now entering your season of ease, and you have every right to walk forward with your head held high, knowing that the hardest part is officially behind you. I want to hear from you in the comments. What was the biggest realization you had during this video? How does it feel to finally know that you never have to go back to those old cycles? To show that you've claimed this new reality and to help this message reach more chosen ones who need to hear this truth, please type the word "done" in the comments below. By writing it, you are sealing this energy and supporting the community as we all step into this new frequency together. Thank you for staying until the very end, and remember, your new life is not a dream, it is your hard-earned reality. The sun does not realize how bright it is until it hits the shadows, and you, chosen one, are finally out of the shadows.